guys, so today we're going to learn the introduction to Your Song by Elton John for guitar. So it's a piano part adapted for guitar. So first I'll play it through slowly, and then after that we'll break it down measure by measure so you can learn and follow along. If you haven't noticed yet, the guitar is tuned down a half step, so the strings are E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and E flat, so you can play along with the original Elton version if you want to. So let's take a look at the first bar. On the first beat, we're going to use our thumb and our middle finger to pick the E and B strings. Then we're going to take our first finger and our middle finger to do the next two eighth notes. So far we have. Then we use our thumb to strike our higher E note. And then use our ring finger, which is kind of a weird finger to use when you're finger picking, to pull off from the 4th fret to an open E. So all together, that looks like this. One more time. And make sure when you're pulling off with your pinky on the 4th fret to the open string that you use it to pull the string so it helps sustain that note. Moving on to our next chord, it's our 4 chord. So we're basically going to be playing an A bar chord, but take off the bass note. So it looks like this. So our first beat, we're going to use our thumb, our first finger, and our ring finger to hit this open E, this C sharp on the G string, and this A on the E string. So it'll look like this. Then next, we're going to hit 2 eighth notes using our middle finger and our index finger. And then we're going to use our thumb to hit the next note, ring finger to pluck the high E, middle finger to hit the B string. So all together that looks like this. One more time slowly. Our next chord is our 5 chord. Our 5 chord starts out with a hammer-on, which is a little tricky. We're going to start with an open E and the 6th fret on the G string, a C sharp. And then we're going to hammer on to the 8th fret right away. So it looks like this. And then we're going to use our thumb to hit this B, which is the 9th fret on the D string. Middle finger to hit the 7th fret on the B string. So that so far is. And then this first finger we'd use to start with on our 6th fret that we hammered on off of is going to come down and hit the 7th fret on the A string. And then we're going to finish by using your middle finger and your index finger to hit 8 on the G string and 7 on the D string. So the whole thing looks like this. One more time. Our last chord is moving back to our 4 chord, so it's an A with an E in the bass note. The first 2 notes of this are going to be an open E and a high A, which is 5th fret on the E string. And then we're going to use our index to pluck 5 on the B string, thumb to do 6th fret on the G string, so that sounds like this. Then you're going to reach up to the 9th fret with your pinky, and then use your first finger to play 7th fret on the A. So far. One more time. Then the last move is a tricky one because it involves a pretty big stretch. So coming out of this shape, we're going to take our pinky and reach up to the 10th fret on the B string, pluck with your middle finger, use your first finger to do the 9th fret on the G string, and then our final move is that we're going to take our pinky and put it on the 11th fret on the D string. And here, it's kind of helpful to lean your wrist in with it. Otherwise, a lot of times you'll get this kind of choked thing if you don't get far enough over. So that move, just that final move, looks like this. And you can see that I kind of like cheat my wrist forward with that to make those all sound clearly. So that last chord all together, and then we resolve to an E and start the song. You'll notice as I was describing this, I was talking in open chord shapes, but don't forget that we're tuned down a half step. So if you play along with the original recording, it's actually an E flat. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. It's just a matter of making sure that you're really focusing on having your hand in the correct positions, that you're making each note sound clearly, and that you really allow this pedal E to ring out throughout. So the whole thing, one more time. There you go. That's Your Song by Elton John, adapted for guitar. So good luck, and let me know if you have any questions or anything else you want me to talk through. See you next time.